What's up, y'all? It's your boy TB from S&B coming at you with the end of month, end of August trading session recap. Um, what a doozy of a weird ass, fucking, just a shitty, weird trading day. All in all, it's like every other time I come on here and I have a bad day, it should have been really green. I fucked get my own way once again, even though I did not see Apple doing what it ended up doing. Apple went absolutely stupid. I was in an Apple put that would have netted, I mean, it would have made the entire day. It would have been like a $200 gain off of that. But it really only happened like right at the end of the day, and I was just not expecting this whatsoever. I mean, Apple just jumped off a cliff, and this volume is like astonishing. So, I'll just get right into it. First things first, I'm pretty short. I'm holding my Amazon puts overnight. We get a gap up. It's looking like SPY wants to rip. And I end up grabbing a call kind of to hedge my short positions. And it did go up nicely. I mean, I bought it at 646. I sold it 13 minutes later. So, bought it right here. Of course, we go up a little bit. I could have sold for profit. I didn't. We reject right off this supply zone. I mean, it was like a perfect rejection. And that's something I missed. I should have seen that coming. But it was just a really strong bounce. I mean, we gapped up and we filled the gap and we get a huge bounce, really high volume, and it just is like, and gone. So we took a loss on that of about 16 minus 9. About $25 loss on that. Come on, pen. Then next things next. First thing is first. I'm gonna talk about this Amazon put. So I held that one overnight. I was happy with how I played this until, of course, where I sold it, because we'll get to it. But trying to stay calm for this video. Amazon. We sold. Where did we? No, we. So I already had one. I held it overnight. I grabbed another one, basically at the exact same price. So I was holding these basically all day. I ended up just holding. We recover, and I see this recovery. We get this ugly shooting star right off the 50 MA moving average, and I grabbed the third one. But then, of course, we come back up, so I sold all three of them. This was at an $80 profit at one point. So this was just like, I don't even know like where to go from, here on how to stop myself from doing stuff like this. I really don't get it, because it just happens all the time to me, and it's like crazy. It's like I'm trying to do it, but I swear to God I'm not. This was up 80 bucks at one point, these two puts I had. So you'll see where we bounced. We break this trend line, we come down, we bounce right here, and I'm thinking, all right, we're just getting a little fake bounce, and it looks like a fake bounce, so I grabbed the third, but then I was like, oh shit, it's a real bounce, and what do? We come up and break this high, and then I sold all three for break even, and then what ends up happening? Of course, at the end of the day, it just completely dumps. Of course, there was nothing to tell me that this was going to happen. It just happened. So I really can't be that upset about it. It just sucks because, yeah, of course, if I held all three, I would have made like $75 off the trade instead of basically breaking even. And it's just like, I don't even understand like where this came from. How do we get this insane rally, this huge bounce from 126 all the way up to 128, and then just straight down? Like it was a trip. I knew that when we started going towards this gap, when we started going towards this low over here, that there was going to be a bounce, because that's always what happens every time you start to get to a lower low. They bounce it to trap these shorts and to get people like me scared to get out of their positions. But instead of doing that, I told myself this. I saw the shooting star candle, and I told myself, this is going to freaking fake out. They're going to try to shake me out of my puts. So then what to do? It starts to come down. I grab a third. I'm like, all right, I held. And then, of course, it happens again. And I didn't do what I should have told myself and be like, nope, this is part of the shakeout. They're trying to mess with you, instead of just selling. And yeah. So that sucks. Break even on something that should have made money. Next up, Apple, I mean, SPY call, I sold it for a $3 gain over like 24 minutes, 837. This was just, SPY was bouncing, and I mean, I was kind of anticipating a green day, so SPY starts bouncing, it comes up, could have sold for like $20, sold for a $3 gain, whatever. Plus 3. Next up, we do a Apple put, and this one sucks. This sucks big time. I don't know. I really think I should go back to only doing 3 trades a day. I think forcing myself to do that made me consider every trade as being scarce. Like, I was in my mind thinking, like, I can't take a trade that's gonna be just a stupid trade. It forced me to really consider each trade. So I am going to do that again. Because obviously what I'm doing is just not working. It's a complete fucking joke. So Apple. All right, so Apple, we at 922, I grab a put, and the reasoning for this was this bear flag break. I mean, we had a pretty clear, just kind of bear flag right here. We break it. What do? We come down, we bounce. And that's kind of what happened. I end up selling it on that bounce like an idiot, and for 10.13 I sold for a $24 loss. Right there. Look at that. Right there. And what's it do? It immediately starts going back down. I'm just like so... it's a patience problem. I'm just very impatient because Apple moves so slow. I mean, this doesn't look like a long time, but this is a... I mean, this is half an hour of Apple doing literally nothing. So it's half an hour where I am just like getting scared and scared and scared that it's going to flip, because it's been such a weird, like, choppy day. Like, sellers just haven't been stepping up at all. But then there was like this beautiful head and shoulders, so I'm going back and forth on the trade, doing all the stupid emotional things I just haven't learned from yet. And yeah, I don't know. Maybe I need to move my computer to a different room in my house or something. I gotta do a change. So I sold for a loss, and of course, what's it end up doing? It was literally the best time to buy a put all day. Because if I would have bought a put, I bought the put right there. If I would have set my stop loss at break even, or not even break even. No, I bought it right there. If I would have set it for like a $40 loss up here, because then it also double topped right here, if my camera's not in the way. I mean, it could have been the easiest stress-free trade ever, and it would have made me $200. But not only did I fuck it up once, I did it twice. So, of course, I'm seeing what Apple's doing, and I'm freaking out because I'm like, oh my god, I am an idiot. Why did I ever leave that put? Just get back in. So I do. I buy it again. So, what did I do? I lost minus 24. I do it again. So, I do it once again at 10.21 to 10.29. 10.21. So I see another bear flag. It breaks, and we come down, and then it bounces, and I start freaking out. So I sell it again for a $3 gain. So another plus 3. You could see the issue with my day right here is that I'm taking $25 losses, and I'm selling for $3 gains. And then, of course, instead of like waiting for a retest or whatever, it just... I mean, I would have sold over here, but I could have taken profits down here at like $60. And then, of course, I never would have held it all day, so I can't really... It doesn't really bother me that Apple did this. Like, of course, it could have been a $200 trade, but I doubt I would have held it through this because it would have just like gone to a big red, and it was only a 3-day out contract. So that, yeah, whatever, didn't happen. But another lesson learned where why do I get so scared for no reason? So here we finally have a really good win, and this one I was happy with because it was a $3 trade. I made like $48 in 3 minutes, so this one was great. We buy 2 SPY puts, 2-day out SPY puts, $395 strike price, 2nd of September at 11:31 a.m. And this was just a clean little bear flag sort of thing break right here. You got this little trend where you consolidate, break, buy the puts, it comes straight down, and I just took profits right here. I could have waited a little longer and took like another $40 in profit, but I was like, hey, $48 in 3 minutes on today where I'm just like doing terribly, I will take it. So that was good, and I wish I just like... See, that's what I mean if I only take 3 trades, because I could have just waited around for that trade, and then there was this trade right here on SPY, where this was pretty, I mean, This is pretty easy. I mean, you break the line, you buy a put, stop loss up here, and the rest is history. You would have gotten a great entry. That doesn't happen every day, so I can't tell myself that every time I buy a put, I should just hold it all day, because sometimes there will be recoveries, and there was a recovery today. It just like went crazy, like up and then straight back down. It was just nuts. That's what happened on that one. Then next up, I took $48 profit on that. Next thing, so SPY just had an insane like end of day rally that did not hold up at all. But it was just a crazy bounce from 395 and very high volume, or at least it looked like really high volume at the time. It didn't even compete with the volume at the end of day sell-off. Very high volume. And then obviously just a classic bear trap. They're trying to shake out bears, and then it turned into a bull trap, and then they shook out the bulls and then just dumped it. So SPY just ripped up, and I grabbed a tiny little call, and I took about a $14 profit on that, or $13 profit on that. So that was also a very short, just easy scalp that I was like, all right, whatever, I'll take it. It was over a minute and a half. So the next thing I did was the Amazon put, like I talked about. And then this one, this one sucked, of course, because it ended up being profitable. So it's 12:37. I buy 2 SPY puts. I only held them for 3 minutes, but I buy them on this. I see what SPY's doing. It came up, it hit the VWAP, it rejects this level. I'm thinking, all right, back to dumping. I grab my puts right here, and then what's it do? It just straight back up to VWAP. So I would have lost a lot more if I didn't sell them when I did. If I would have waited up here to sell, because I know I would have waited and panic sold up here. But it ends up coming just straight down. So of course I took a big fat L on that. That was for a little too much. So yeah, I gave back $46 on that. So minus the $46, that was that $48 I made earlier. So that one stunk big time, because then what did SPY end up doing? It would have been a $100 trade if I held on to them, because then of course SPY just dumped at the end of the day, like completely dumped, shit its bucket. So yeah, it was a rough one today. It was not good. So then the last thing I did, so I'm looking at NASDAQ, and I might be crazy to do this. I probably am, but it feels like NASDAQ is about ready to take a bounce. I say that because the NASDAQ is just refusing to break the support. I mean, we closed below it today, but we're still right here at 299. It's almost like an inverse head and shoulder E. We got our shoulder over here, a head right there, a shoulder over here kind of thing. I really think we're going to get a bounce to not like a big, like we're going straight back up to 334, but we're also right at the support trend line that we've been bouncing off of too. I just think the downside is getting overextended. I mean, this has been the 4th red day in a row, and even in this market, 4 red days in a row are rare. Like, you can just look down the line. See this? You got 4 red days over here. I mean, we eventually got a bounce. You always eventually get a little bounce. I'm not thinking like end of pullback bounce. I'm thinking like we could gap up and have a green day tomorrow, just for no reason, just to cover shorts or whatever. And we are at key support levels here on the NASDAQ at 298. We are still above that. We didn't close below that. So, I don't know. Call me crazy. I'm seeing a bounce. And I think now that it just has been dumping 4 days in a row, how many retail traders right now are scrambling in the puts because they've been ignoring the downside? And that's always what the market does. It's like, hey, you missed this play, but you might be able to still get in with puts. I think it just puts are just overbought. They're just, there's just no way we just keep dumping from here. But that famous last words, you know. So tune back in tomorrow and see my stupid face when I tell you, hey guys, ends up we did want to keep dumping and we gap down like 2% tomorrow. I'll cry if that happens. But I still have my Square short. I still have 35 shorts or shares shorted on Square. But Square just refuses to go down. I mean, Square ever since I shorted it over here, it has just refused to go down. And it's now just in this like falling wedge that it bounced off of the top of today. So I'm hoping that we retest the top of that trend, and we are going to continue a next leg lower. But I'm just not sure. I'm really not sure. I still just like the general setup on Square, that we broke out of this bear flag with conviction, like a hard sell through that bear flag, and we have not shown signs of trying to get back above that trend line. And the rejection today, this daily candle, this big wick that we had with the big rejection off of that, I like that. That tells me that there are still sellers waiting up there. So, anyways, folks, that's it. Let me actually do the math. Let me do a little math here so I can get your final little tally on how the day went. Oh, and that's the other thing. I ended up selling that NASDAQ puts for a... What was that? Where did I even buy that at? About that way the fuck back here. $583. What did I sell it for today? Sold it for $616. For $33 gain, that was it. Ugh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, that was another thing. I had a chance to take profit on it. I was just, I don't know. So, got $33 on that. So, hey, it might have been a green day, barely. Alright. Bear with me. Instead of doing the math beforehand like a smart person. Yeah, so a grand total of plus $5 on the day. Woo! All that effort just to get $5, and have to pay more in options commissions anyways, a lot more in options commissions, so it's really like a negative $20 day. Yeah, I mean, I just don't know what to say that I haven't said anymore at this point. Like, it's incredibly frustrating. I just keep doing the same things over and over and over again, and I will like want to find out what exactly do I need to do to stop doing these fucking things that I keep doing, because it's just like, it's just crazy. I just don't, I mean, I know it's like greed and impatience, because in the Apple play I got super impatient. I sat there for half an hour staring at my screen while Apple did absolutely nothing. When Apple was doing this, just chop, and I just get so impatient. And then greed, you know, I'll have something that's up $80, which is by all means a good win. I mean, that Amazon, I was like up $80 on that. Like, if I took profit on that, I would not be upset. But I'm just like greedy. I'm like, I need to get a bigger gain. It needs to be a bigger day because I was right. But you're not going to get the bigger gains. You have to like buy more contracts if you want bigger gains. So, and then that's what I ended up doing. I ended up buying another contract. But what did that do? That just made it so when it went the other direction, it went down quicker. And then I freak out and I sell. I panic sell. So I know it's impatience is my number one problem. Or impatience and greed are my number one problems. And because I just like, I don't know. I look at the charts and I like see the movements. Like, this is so easy. This was just like I'm watching Apple do this. I see this break and it's just like, yeah, you just buy a put. And then it's like, I don't know, if I could like clone myself and give my clone, turn off emotion for my clone, I think I'd be fantastic at trading, because I just like see this shit and it's just so obvious. Because it's, I don't know why I look at these things. I mean, it's 2020, or hindsight's 2020 kind of thing. So it's easier to look back and be like, oh yeah, this is so easy. But it's much harder, very incredibly, super, infinitely harder to do it in real time. Because there's obviously emotions and things going on in the market and who the hell knows what else. But when you look back at it, it's like, oh yeah, why would I, if I bought an Apple put right here, why would I be worried about it if it goes up like this? Like, what about that should worry me? And there's no reason. So I just like, I know I can do this because I'm always in winning trades. I always find myself in trades that end up being winners. Like it happens every fucking day, dude. I do it every day. I feel like I do this shit every day that I get on here, and I will buy something and then sell it, it ends up being a winner. But I just like never let it be winners, or I just manage to fuck it up somehow. And so I just like know I have the ability to do it, but I can never execute. Or it's not a never execute. It's just like I just am always getting in my own way, just constantly getting in my own way. And if I need to force myself to like I don't know. You got to be quick when you trade, but I need to like slow everything down. Just be like, all right, enter this trade. What is your target? Where are you selling? That there's no ifs, ands, or buts. That is it. Don't even think about anything else. So these next couple days, that's all I'm gonna do. I'm literally gonna write it down on a piece of paper because I don't like typing things. I always type things out and just ignore it. Uh, but I'm literally going to, if I see a setup like this, I'm going to ask myself, okay, I'm going to buy a put. I'm going to look at where the put was up here. So I looked at the put. I did this on Apple too. Anyways, I did it. Oh my god, this double top was just like, and that was the other thing about this trade. This was like a perfect wick up double top with a bear flag. Like what? Anyways, so I'm going to see this play, and I am going to. You can do this. You can go back into contract, and you could see. Okay, if I bought the thing up here at 260, I could see at the lowest point where it was at. So I could just already set my stop loss. Just set the stop loss there, and that's I mean that's all there is to it. Just set the stop, and you're good. And then just what is my price target? Well, for Apple, I was certainly targeting lower than this because once we broke this trend line, I knew that we'd at least see below this. We'd probably see below this. I didn't think we'd see below that, but it ended up happening. So I think if I just do that, and then maybe just give myself a rule where if I get above 25% profit, I just raise my stop loss up to break even. So that way there's no way the trade can go red. I think that will be much better for me because I just like cannot help myself but like freak out while this is happening. Like I was just like freaking out for no reason. Like why would I freak out about this? What is worrisome about this? I freak out over like $20. I just like cannot stomach losing $20. So I don't yeah, I don't know. I just need to be mechanical, and that's exactly what I'm not doing. I'm starting to tell myself like I know what I'm doing, so I don't need to do what all the young traders do. I don't need to be mechanical. That's what these noobs do. But I'm still a fucking noob, and I gotta accept that. I shouldn't have any ego because I have no track record to prove myself. Yeah. Anyways, so that's the lesson learned today. I'm seriously going to change everything I've been doing because I just cannot stomach more days like this, man. It's just so brutal. Like it's so frustrating. So I don't know. I don't know how many times I could tell myself like I've learned a lesson, and then I wake up the next day and do the exact same thing again, and then I make a video and I'm like, all right, this time I don't need to do that, and then I wake up the next day and I do the same thing again. It's like the definition of insanity. I do the same thing, I don't learn. I do the same thing, I don't learn. I get frustrated. I record a video saying I'm not going to do that again. So I think this time is different now. I just need to actually do the tough thing because it's easy to be emotional and let your fears run the trade. Like it's super easy to do that because it's such a natural human thing for our fear to just like creep in and doubt to creep in. It's super easy because it's just naturally what us humans do. I have to be able to shut that shit off. And I know it's not like the end of the world. I didn't lose a bunch of money today. I mean, it's really not that bad, but it should be better. So that's about that. Anyways, happy Wednesday. It's been a shitty fucking week, man. I mean, the market is just doing nothing but going straight down. Like, not even straight down, but in a choppy ass way. So, anyways, I'm gonna record a recap video for price action, what happened today. And yeah, I'll catch you guys later. Peace.